If you are in the market to buy an electric vehicle and your budget is north of rupees 30 lakh and you also want to stand out of the crowd, then I want to introduce you to a very special option, the BYD Atto 3. The Atto is inspired by the Atto second, the smallest timescale unit in physics representing the pursuit of speed and excelsior. Well, in simple terms, it is a unit of measurement representing a factor value of 10 raised to the power minus 11. That's too much math and physics to digest, isn't it? So, let's jump to the review. I'm your host Vedant Beniwal and you are watching Car Dealer Tracker. Let's start with the design of the BYD Atto 3. So, the company says it takes inspiration from the Dragon 3.0 design language, which is used in a lot of cars in their lineup. First of all, in the front profile, we get these beautiful looking LED combination lamps with a running DRL. So, this DRLs run across the front profile and these combination lamps get the blue accents, which looks really amazing, and you get this blanked off front grille, which is the sign of an typical EV with the BYD logo finished in chrome. Overall, the design of the BYD Atto 3 looks quite mesmerizing and it is surely unique. Down here we get these functional air vents which are well integrated into this panel with the front parking sensors. So this was all about the front profile. Now let's move to the side. Towards the side profile of the BYD Atto 3 we get these 18-inch wheels, and these are the highlight. So these wheels get half plasticky sort of finish for here, and this is pure metal, pure alloy to be specific, and this is the charging port. So the BYD Atto 3 supports up to 80 kilowatt of DC fast charging, which can take this car from 0 to 80% in just 50 minutes. Quite fast, isn't it? And these are typical ORVMs. Looks amazing, also integrated with 360-degree parking cameras, and toward the side we get this strong waistline, which really looks amazing and gives it a bulky stance. Towards the D pillar, we have this special sort of finish which is inspired from the fins of a fish. So this looks really amazing as well. The rear profile is certainly the best angle to look at the BYD Atto 3, and at the top we have this high mounted stop lamp, full LED, looks amazing. The large build your dreams banding. So this means BYD. This is the sleek, ultra sleek tail lamps, which also gets the connected treatment like the headlamps. And above it is a chrome strip which accentuates its luxury stance. Down here we get the EV badging and Atto 3 badging. And from the EV badging, I am reminded that it is based on a Born EV platform, which is the E-Platform 3.0. So here we get this rough plastic finish. So this looks a bit odd. So all of these elements are finished in good premium material, like this is the piano black, this is sort of silver dark grey finish, this is the skid plate is also silver, but this really looks out of place here. So this can be improved, and again we have this functional air vent sort of treatment, but it is not functional. These are just Fox air vents design, like we see on the front profile. And I will show you the boot space. So this gets a electronic tailgate, which is again very good, and it is required at this price point. So you can have a look at the boot space, ample amount of space, and you get the 60-40 split rear seat. That's about it, and you can close it by the touch of a button. Very premium, and there is a light placement here as well. So again, a very good touch. Inside the cabin of the BYD Atto 3, and this car is no less than a piece of art. So first of all, these are the keys. Looks really amazing, gets the BYD branding, so the keys are good. And now let's start with the overall layout and the feel of the interior. BYD says that the interiors of Atto 3 are inspired by the combined theme of music and gym. So first of all, we have this streamlined center console, these dumbbell style AC vents. The door handles are also inspired from some sort of gym theme, and this center armrest, the finish on this center armrest is the design of the treadmill. So the base of the treadmill on which we run, so this is inspired by that. So overall, it's a nice place to be in. The quality levels are top notch. Like you won't find hard plastic anywhere in this car. So like this is also soft touch. So this finish is also soft touch. This is again a kind of stream running through. Again inspired by some sort of music element. Again very amazing. Let's come to each and every element of the interiors, because there is a lot to talk about the interiors of BYD Atto 3, but I will cover everything in short and brief. So first of all, we have this steering wheel. So the quality is amazing, gets red stitching, blue highlights, this silver finish. Like overall the steering looks too cluttered with the use of too many different materials, but overall it's an amazing feeling, premium material throughout the cabin. So again very good. And this 5-inch instrument cluster, this is relatively small as compared to other car, but the information is ample and it displays all the important information that you want. So and also this also helps you to keep all your concentration on the road. So the small cluster is made up by this large 12.8-inch infotainment system. This is a rotating unit and I will show you the rotation. See, you can, with the press of a button, it comes into a portrait layout, and all the elements, all the UI is adjusted according to its portrait nature. Again, I will put back it into the horizontal position, and this screen is really very slick. The quality is amazing, and the everything in this screen is well integrated and well packed, so you won't find any complaint with regard to this screen. The center console is another important highlight of the interiors, with the wireless charging pad, this very intuitive gear shifting knob, this knurled finish start top button, and overall the feel is very good, and you get a good amount of storage inside the front armrest, and the padding is also very good, and this is quite broad, so you can, both the front passengers can rest their hand very easily on this. Talking about the overall comfort in the BYD Atto 3, so the seats are very sporty. You can look at the finish of the seats, the red highlights, and the seats are really very the large bolstering. So these are kind of sporty seats you get in some of the sports car. So this is a very good addition by BYD, and in terms of tech, it is quite loaded. Like you get power adjustable for both the front seats. The driver seat gets 6-way adjustable. However, the passenger seat only gets a 4-way electronic adjustment. Large panoramic sunroof, and these vanity mirrors with the light placement. But a big miss inside the Atto 3 is the absence of ventilated seats. So at 40 lakh rupees on-road price point, this is a must for any car, especially in India, because of the hot climate and all. So this is a big miss by BYD. To conclude that overall interior, so overall the feel of the interiors are very good, and you will enjoy the luxury feeling inside, but it somehow lacks the commanding position of an SUV. Like the bonnet is kind of slanting, so it misses out on that important aspect that a lot of Indian buyers want. But the overall feel is very good. This gets an 8-speaker system. The sound quality is kind of mediocre. However, the cameras, 360-degree parking cameras, the quality is really amazing. As I was talking about the quality of the 360-degree parking camera, you can have a look. The screen is really very slick, as I told you earlier, and all the cameras, multiple views and whatnot. So this is really a well-packed screen. With this also gets a PM 2.5 filter, and there is a lot of pollution in Delhi NCR right now, so it was showing a lot of pollution right now, and you can also, with the press of a button, you can clean the inside air, so it will blow the blowers in full speed and clean the inside air. So that's about the interiors of BYD Atto 3. Now I will show you the space at the rear seats. Sitting inside the rear seats of BYD Atto 3, and all the detailings of the layout and dashboard is continued towards the rear profile, like these door handles, the string guitar finish here, and this sort of white finish on the door trims. Talking about space, it is good. Headroom is good, legroom is good, but the thigh support is lacking because of the low placement of these seats, and a good amount of detailing towards the rear seat as well, like the BYD design logo, dumbbell style AC vent, C-type charging socket, and this center armrest, headrest for all the 3 passengers, and ample storage compartments in these seats. Overall, it's a nice place to be in, and if you're a passenger in the BYD Atto 3, you will surely enjoy the overall ambience. Now we are driving the BYD Atto 3, and I will start with the basics of this electric vehicle. So first of all, this is powered by a 60.48 kilowatt hour battery pack with a claimed range of 521 kilometers as per ARAI, but the NEDC claimed range is 481 kilometers, which is more accurate. So for that amount of range, realistically you can get around 400 to 450 kilometers depending upon your driving style and the region mode you are using. So this gets two region modes. As compared to other cars, like we see three region modes, but this has two region modes, mainly the high and standard. So the high is the highest form of region, and standard it works like a normal case it is. Talking about the power figures, the BYD Atto 3 puts out 201 bhp and 310 Nm of torque, and it is divided in three drive modes: eco, normal and sport. Right now we are driving sport mode and it delivers an adequate amount of power in this mode. Eco feels a bit laggy. The throttle response is bit slow in the eco mode, I will say, and the sports mode is the most eager mode where all the power is put down by this car, and like it does crazy amount of wheel spin despite the traction control system being at full strength. And when I talk about the driving position, overall the driving feel of this car, so the feel is really very amazing. So you sit high up, but the bonnet is not visible because of its obvious stance it has and the design language which BYD uses. But the seats are very comfy, they hold you pretty well. Like you can see the bolsterings on both the sides, and these get a kind of a sports seat sort of treatment, so which is again very good and a big plus for this car. Like you will feel you are sitting in a proper sports car, like with the cockpit feel, and you have this 12.8-inch screen, which also is quite good. Like overall, it's a good driving experience in the BYD Atto 3. The suspension and steering. So this is a very important aspect in an electric vehicle, because most of the time you will be spending in the city limits, and the road condition of our cities in the Indian scenario is not very good. You all know that. The suspension of the BYD Atto 3 are on a bit of a stiffer side, but yet if you are on fast speeds and you cross a bump at high speeds, it will soak up the bumps very very well. Like it will eat everything up in its path, I can guarantee it. Despite the 18-inch low profile tires, it does the job very well. So this is the good part about the BYD Atto 3, and you get a slew of ADAS technology, and it is well tuned as per the Indian driving conditions. This is what I feel, because they are not too intrusive, but yeah, good enough to keep you on a safer side. That's a good part about the BYD Atto 3. Overall, the driving feel is good. The dynamics of this car are well sorted. Although the ground clearance is acceptable, and there is a good amount of body roll. Like I will not say that this car doesn't have any body roll, but yeah, considering it's an EV, you will be driving it in the city sedately, so it is very good. The steering is very direct. Before I drove this car, I was expecting that it is an EV and it will have a light steering like we see in the MG ZS EV or the Hyundai IONIQ 5, but it's not the case. It's on a sportier side. See, like if you turn this car, it has an immediate response. No, the slack in between in the center position is very less, and it is very direct. So this is a very good part about the steering wheel. And if you are an enthusiast, and if you love to drive, and if you love to drive it hard, kind of fast on the roads, so it will give you a very good confidence. So this is another way of looking at the BYD Atto 3. So you can have a look at the screen. This is the front view angle, wide angle basically. So you can see what's going ahead of me. So these are multiple angles, and you can always adjust the screen according to your requirement, portrait, and all the layout will be adjusted accordingly. You can see, have a look. So this car is pretty sorted in every aspect, right from the range, battery pack, and the technology, everything, the steering feedback, the braking. For the brakes are concerned, it gets ventilated disc at the front and the regular disc at the brake. So there is a 4-disc setup. The braking is really amazing, sure-footed, and the regenerative braking intervention is also very controlled. One of the things I have noted in mass market cars is that most of the vehicles, the bite and the overall feel from the brake pedals, EV specifically, is not that good. But this car doesn't have this problem. So that's all about the driving part of the BYD Atto 3. Now that you know enough about the BYD Atto 3, let's come to the conclusion. This car cost rupees 34 lakh ex showroom. On road it will cost you around 40 lakh depending upon your state. So that is a lot of money. But for that lot of money you get a very good EV with more than 450 kilometers of range on a single charge. That is a realistic figure, and amazing tech, amazing interiors, and overall its road presence, the overall stance is also very good, and it is a big plus for this EV. We also can't undermine few of its downsides, like the limited sales network. So currently the number of BYD showrooms in India is around 45, spread across 21 major cities. So most of those cities are tier 1 metropolitan towns or cities. So the limited network is a big downside for BYD. However, I think that they will be expanding their network very fast. So if they have the showroom in your city, you can definitely consider this car. Apart from this, let's talk about its rivals. So major rivals are the MG ZS EV and the IONIQ 5. By the way, we have reviewed the IONIQ 5, so I will drop a link down to that video in the description. You can definitely check it out. So it has no direct rivals in its price range. So around 40 lakhs you don't get an EV, but if your budget is restricted to around 35 on road, so you can go for the MG ZS EV. But if your budget is a notch higher, you can spend up to rupees 45 lakh, then IONIQ 5 is a very good deal as well. Overall, if your budget allows, I will suggest you go and check out the BYD Atto 3, test drive this car. This car has a lot of positives, including a good safety package, BYD's Blade battery, and you have the warranty support of 8 years and 1,60,000 kilometers for you. This was our review of the BYD Atto 3. Hope you liked it. If you do, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, also like our video, and if you have any questions in your mind, do comment down below. I will personally answer all of them. So this is your host Vedant Beniwal signing off.